So Narrow Road, Scene 1A, take 1.
My name is George Robert Ramirez. I'm 21 years old. The world is full of strangers, so those who don't know me see me differently. There have been times in my life where I have been in dark places. Life's been hard. Through the years, I've always tried to kind of be as independent as I could, and my faith is just a rock in my life that I need. You know, it gets me through the days when I feel like I can't push through. We should play that song.
Welcome to the good one.
Kanye West.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh.
Are you ready for a brand new day?
Oh no! Does he really do this?
This is not camera.
It's so nice
Bro,
to have
he
you
actually
with
does
me
this.
today. Good morning. How
Now do you
are
guys
you?
believe me? Remember I used to tell you guys, this is real.
Now that we're together, learning
Stop.
so much fun. The more of us, the better. So come on, everyone. Good morning.
Stop.
How are you?
Well, I was born 3 months premature, so instead of being born in October, which was my original due date, so I was born in July, and I was in the hospital for 3 months after being born because, you know, I was really sick. I only weighed a pound, and they weren't sure if I was going to make it. So they really had to monitor me closely. You know, as soon as I was out, 3 months later, they were like, you know, well, they weren't talking to me, obviously, I was a baby. But, you know, there's like this kid's parents are just not stable. So I got placed into the system, and I've been with my adopted family ever since I was a foster kid. I don't know, I'm trying to understand why things are the way they are, you know, and I've always been around families that are, for lack of a better word, welcoming and just hands down just open, you know, and just warm. And it pains me to say that my family's not really like that, and so I've always wondered why. Siblings, I have altogether 11. There is Erica. No, let's see if I can do this in order. I think it's Jeffrey, Erica, Charlene, Britta, Bo. Forgot about Aggie. Julie, Deborah, and then that's my biological. If you go into my adopted side, then I have my sister Teresa, my sister Gina, and then my brother Gino. I did not grow up with my biological siblings. I have met a few of them. I've never met my father, so I mean, I don't know too much about that. I've never asked. I mean, if we find him, we find him. If we don't, we don't. Like, I can't, you know, not that I could care less, it's just, it wouldn't faze me, you know? Up to this point, like, I've never really had a father. I mean, I have one, he's just absent from my life. His choice, so it doesn't really affect me. I mean, I have a ton of brothers and Christ and friends, and that's good enough for me, but it'd be cool just to know where he is, I guess. Took a while to get over that hurdle there. I got to hang out with my mom a little on the weekends, and it was great, but she was really unstable, so it wasn't like it was consistently for my entire life. It was more of like come and go when she felt like it, and for a while. Yeah, for a while we had some good times. I don't know too much. I know that she was born in Alaska, and she was also adopted. And from what I hear, she had troubles of her own with her own foster parents and adopted parents, and life for her was hard. My mom was known as a very joyful person, despite all her circumstances. She had a smile that could just light up the room, and just always had like positive energy. It was the best. She wasn't selfish. She's a very loving person.
Let's get him this one. Get the apple, Georgie.
He got it. He got the apple. He got by for his hand. I got it.
Diane, your turn, Diane. Put Diane in.
I remember my foster mom was just like, hey, like, do you want to go to Knott's Berry Farm? And I was like, yeah, but I'm grounded. I did something. I don't remember what I did. So we went, and she was like, when we get back, though, there's something I need to tell you. And so it was just, and she had been saying that for about a week or so. And so, you know, at 11 years old, you don't really think about, like, oh, I wonder what it could be, you know? You just kind of go with it. But she sat me down one day, and it was July 20th, around noontime, and she says, well, there's something I want to tell you. And I said, okay, and she said, it's about your mom. And I was like, okay, cool, like, have you heard from her? You know, I was really excited. And she says, well, she died. And I just remember, like, just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, she's gone. And at that point, I was just like, no, I don't. What do you mean? Like, she's gone? And I couldn't believe it, you know. And so she was like, yeah, she passed away in May. It was May 20th, and I just remember, like, the first question I asked was, well, it's July. Like, how come nobody told me sooner? And because I was a ward of the state, they couldn't get the proper notification to notify me. So, so she's like, yeah, she passed away in May, because I asked when the funeral was, and she said that I had missed it, but it was in Alaska sometime shortly after her passing. And the next question I asked was, well, how did she pass? And she didn't want to tell me. Like, and, you know, so, well, you've already told me this much. And it was really hard for her as well, because she was just like, she couldn't tell me. Like, she was looking for other people to tell me that my mom had passed, because it's just hard, you know. But I begged her to tell me, and she finally told me that she hung herself. I mean, I knew my mom, but I didn't know too much about her. But I just remember, like, crying and, like, you know, that's your mom, you know what I mean? Like, whether you're her best friend or, you know, an acquaintance, that's still your mother. So she gave life to me, and so I broke down, like, and I came back. Alaskans have this thing where we don't like to show weakness. I don't know. I was instilled that at a very young age. But I broke down, and I came back, and my mom was like, but I got some good news. And I was like, really? Like, and that's when she told me that they were in the process of adopting me. So it was a promise that my foster mom had made to my biological mom, and one that she intended to keep. As I got older, like, my family would come around a little bit more, you know, be a little more supportive. And I think that's something that, I mean, every person wants, every child wants from their parent. It's just that support and that, ability and the comfort to know that they're going to cheer you on and they support you and everything you do. And I'm not sure that I get that from them. My relationship with my adopted dad was good growing up. We got along, and he was real cool. Somebody that I really looked up to, and just a man of few words, but he's just awesome. But as I got older, we just stopped clicking. There's a lot that I understand now. I would talk to my mom about it, and there would be times when I was just like, why does he hate me? And, why is he so angry with me? And, what did I do? And it was more along the lines of a word that my parents used a lot was that I changed. And, for a long time I wrestled with that. And, what do you mean by changed? And they were like, well, you're not the kid we thought you were going to be. And for a long time, I was just like, what does that even mean? Cerebral palsy, yes, that is the name of my disability, if you want to call it that. I usually don't refer to it as such. But yeah, I was born with CP. I wasn't supposed to walk. My adopted mom is very stubborn, so that's a good trait. Because she was like, he's going to walk, and I'm going to make it happen if it's the last thing I do. And so she did make it happen, and for some time it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but through surgery and her willingness to make it happen, I did at the age of 4. I learned to walk. I thought I was normal until I was reminded that, hey, you walk weird, or I'd see people just staring at me, and so there were a few jokes, few names. People thought I was, mentally disabled. I think nowadays I still struggle with it, but in a different context, more due to my own self. I feel like I myself let it hinder me. And then there are times when I'm just down in the dumps and I'm just like, man, this stupid disability, like when I'm trying to do something that I can't do, or when I'm trying to play a sport that I can't play. I happen to believe that my disability was triggered by some sort of substance abuse, because I have a sister who was born a little over a year after me, and she has complications as well. When I was 16, I tried to commit suicide, and there was a lot that had brought me to that point. It was in a really dark place at the time. The feelings that I had at that point was just that I was a disappointment, that I was just no good, that I was just it was basically a waste. And my relationships were in my family. So I'm a family man, so that was really hard for me to feel like I was losing my family. And at that point, it was just gone. I just remember like taking a bunch of pills. I don't remember what they were. There were a bunch of pills, and I can just remember my heartbeat was just like super fast, and I like blacked out, and I was sweating, and it was just really bad, and I was throwing up every other minute, literally every other minute, and I just remember like lying in my own vomit and just like, this is worse. This is the worst feeling ever. it didn't work. I was just always like, why it didn't work? Like, it should have worked, but it didn't work. And God had a different plan for me, a different purpose. I currently attend Azusa Pacific University, majoring in psychology. A typical day for me, my mornings are usually rushed because I'm a morning person, but I like to take my time. Normally I'll just wake up, go to chapel, maybe grab some lunch, and just go to class and do some homework and hang out with friends and, you know, college life.
My name is Koba Canales, and I've known Georgie for a few years now, and one of his pastors at his home church and also here at APU now, but really just a good friend. I met him through a friend. His friend Chris had actually been someone who was part of our youth ministry and different things, and so he brought George as like his friend. So I was just getting to know the kids that night and got a chance to talk with them, and just really intrigued by who he was and by his story, and just kind of the magnetism that he had. I mean, everywhere he went, people just wanted to know a little bit more about him and know who he was. And so my initial impressions were, you know, that this is a great kid, a kid that needs probably some, you know, direction and encouragement in life, but somebody I thought with like a real bright future, and just had a unique effect on people.
Koba. That guy is awesome. I don't even know where to start. I don't know.
Smell it. Want to smell it?
I think that's dirt.
Nope, those haven't been outside.
What do you think?
It's not those either.
What is that dog
proof? I was kind of new there, so I didn't know too many people. I didn't really know like who the pastors were, and so in walks this guy, and I'm sitting in the kitchen, and I have this really bad cough because I have like asthma and stuff, and here comes this dude, and he's just like, you know, talking to me and, you know, asking me all these questions, and I'm just like, who is this dude? You know, it was cool, but I was like, okay. And we ended up talking for like hours.
Probably 2 days don't go by where we're not in communication.
Whatever it may be, we have all these different social circles, and because of that we develop distance and space, and the more distance and space we have, the more we feel like we can judge, think, talk about certain people a particular way without feeling the necessity to become, to have an interpersonal close relationship with them first and foremost.
And so he supported me along with many others along the way, and you know, I can go to him with anything, you know, and really just he's my pastor, he's my friend, but he's also my brother, and I love that guy. He's awesome.
Where do I see George in 10 years? You know, I'd love to see him work with kids. I'd love to see him work with people that that maybe get the message every day of their life that they can't make it, you know. I'd love to see just who he is be an example before he even opens his mouth, that no matter what you're born into, that that there's hope for you, you know. And for him, that hope has been Jesus Christ. And that hope has been, you know, a God that's transformed him, that picks him up in the tough times, and that just the voice that tells him, I love you, you're awesome, you're not a mistake, you know.
7-8, take one.
So, if there was anything that that I've learned in the past 21 years that I'd want to share with somebody is that no dream is too small, no challenge is too big, no valley is too wide. Just keep going, and really, you can't do it on your own. That's what I've learned.
I see George in 10 years. I don't know exactly what it will look like, but I see him changing lives in whatever setting he'll be in, where he'll be able to bring hope by who he is, and by being able to share just how many things God's brought him through, and how if God can do that, then he can bring hope to so many other kids.
Are you optimistic about your future?
I am optimistic about it. It depends on the day, but for the most part, yes. I'm very optimistic about my future.
All right, that's it. We're good. All right.
Can we just go back to the days we were dreamers? I know you go